Here's a clear, narration-ready English translation suitable for a YouTube voiceover. I preserved names and respectful honorifics, R.A. Marg, Radiallahu Anhu, and smoothed phrasing so it reads naturally when spoken. The Caliphate of Umar Ibn Al-Khattab. Ray was a golden chapter in Islamic history. During his rule, there was a deep bond between the caliph and the common people. The caliph paid close attention to their comforts and hardships, and ordinary people felt free to bring their needs and complaints to him. They did not fear to complain even about local governors in his presence. Under Umar's R.A. leadership, the Islamic State expanded greatly through many conquests. When appointing governors for newly won territories, he was extremely careful. He sent only the God-fearing and competent. After the conquest of Sham, Syria, in 15 AH, Caliph Umar, R.A., summoned Saeed Ibn Aamir, Dra, and offered him the governorship of the city of Hims. Saad politely refused, saying, "O Amir al-Mu'minin, do not subject me to fitna. I do not want you to place such a responsibility on my shoulders and then abandon me." Umar, R.A., asked, "Shall we assign you a salary?" Saad replied that Allah had already provided sufficiently for him. He needed no extra pay. When he went to the market, he would spend half a dinar for his family and give the other half in charity. If his wife asked him where the money had gone, he would say, "I have settled a debt," meaning he had widened the path to paradise through his charity. People reminded him that his family and relatives had rights on him, but he would say that he preferred the bliss of paradise to any worldly preference. In the end, Umar, R.A., appointed Saad ibn Aamir, R.A., as governor of Hims. After he took office, revenue from Hims to the Beit al-Mal, public treasury, increased. The central administration carefully monitored the needs of the people. Poor, destitute, and helpless families from different regions were listed and assisted from the treasury. Umar, R.A., personally supervised those lists and decided the amount of help according to need. On one occasion, a delegation from Hims came to Medina. The Caliph asked some trustworthy men from that region to provide a list of the poor in their district so that the Beit al-Mal could help them. When the list was presented to Umar, R.A., he examined the names closely and suddenly noticed the name of Saad ibn Aamir, E.R.A. He asked, "Who is Saad ibn Aamir?" They replied, "He is our governor." Umar asked, "Is your governor poor?" They swore by Allah that he was. Days passed without his stove being lit. Caliph Umar began to weep. His beard became wet with tears. He handed the men 1,000 dinars and instructed them to give it to Saad ibn Aamir as a gift from the Amir al-Mu'minin, so that he could meet his personal needs. The men returned to Hims and presented the caliph's message and trust to the governor. In another account, when Umar, R.A., praised Saad and told him the people loved him, Said replied that they loved him because he fought for them and helped them in times of trouble. Umar, R.A., insisted he accept 10,000 dinars for his family. Saad refused and asked the caliph to give the money to the poorer people instead. Umar said, "The Messenger of Allah, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, once advised me, when Allah gives you wealth without it coming from reliance on people, then accept it, for it is a provision from Allah." Saadi asked if Umar narrated this hadith from the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and Umar confirmed he did. Saad took the money home, repeating, "Indeed, we belong to Allah, and indeed to Him we will return." His wife was alarmed and asked if something had happened, whether the Amir al-Mu'min had died or the Muslims had been defeated. Said explained it was a different worry. Wealth itself could become a source of trial that might endanger his hereafter. He asked his wife to help him avoid this trial. She agreed. He proposed investing the money so the returns would support the family while the principal remained intact. She suggested instead that they spend the returns and keep the capital. They placed the money in a sack, and each night Saad would take out a bag and distribute it among the poor, widows, and orphans. He left only a little for his own family and then passed away. When Umar, daughter A, heard how Saad had spent the 10,000 dinars, he sent people to verify. They asked Saad's wife, who recounted everything about his generosity. They found him to be one who had given everything away for the hereafter. Umar, R.A., pleased by the news, prayed, "May Allah have mercy on him." What a noble outlook he had. On another visit to Hims, which at that time was sometimes called Little Kufa, because the people were known for raising complaints against their governors, Umar, R.A., asked the inhabitants about their governor. In his presence, they raised 4 complaints. First, they said, when the sun was high, the governor would hold audience, but before that, it was difficult to meet him. Umar asked Saad about the reason. Saeed explained, "O Amir al-Mu'minin, I did not want to say this, but I have no servant. My wife is ill, so I make the dough myself, bake the bread, and only then pray the duha prayer before attending to public affairs." The second complaint was that he did not see anyone at night. Saad explained that he had devoted his days to serving the people and his nights to worshipping his Lord. The third complaint. Once a month he did not leave his house. Saad answered, "I have no servant. I have only one set of clothes which I wash myself. Only by the afternoon is it dry and I can go out in the evening." The fourth complaint was that he sometimes fainted. Saad told them about his past in pagan Quraysh. When Khwaib ibn Ad al-Ansar, Hasr Oru, was being scourged and killed in Mecca, his body pierced with spears, people said, "Do you want Muhammad, to take your place so you can be safe among your people?" Khwaib replied, "By Allah, I do not want a thorn even to prick his body while I live in comfort among my family." Whenever Saad recalled that scene and felt shame for having once assisted the oppressors and not defending Khwaib, he would faint with remorse, fearing that Allah would not forgive him and that on the Day of Judgment he would be held to account. He lamented that had he been a Muslim then, he would have supported Khwaib or at least died with him. When Umar, Ray, heard these replies, he said, "All praise is due to Allah. The one I have chosen to lead is not weak." He then presented Saad with 1,000 dinars to meet his family's needs. Saad's wife said they could use the money for transport and food. Saad replied that it was better to spend it in charity and seek the reward from Allah. His pious wife agreed. Said then called a family member and instructed him to take the money and distribute it among orphans, the poor, widows, and needy people. The whole amount was divided in charity. May Allah be pleased with them all. If you'd like, I can. Please like, comment, and subscribe my channel.